Hey, welcome to
Coworker Music Podcast!
My name is Eric.
My name is Kevin. We are two coworkers who also happen to be investigative journalists and professional music haters.
In this podcast, we will be taking submissions from you, our listeners, regarding your coworkers' favorite music.
Every week we'll be doing deep dives on said artists and more importantly deciding, is this coworker music?
This week's artist is
My Chemical Romance. And today we have
Liv P. Kitty and Jules Kitty.
and our first actual coworker to join the pod.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here to talk about probably one of my favorite bands ever. So ready to dive into all the
Sick.
Tumblr nostalgia of it all.
Yes, MCR Army.
The
MC Army, yeah.
Here to represent.
Killjoys, make some noise.
We're here. We're here. We're here.
Guys, this is the first band we are reviewing.
Oh, yeah.
So we've just did I say interview? I meant reviewing. Yeah, first band we are reviewing. Before it was just targeted to one person, but now we can attack an entire band.
Yeah, even more to roast.
Yeah. How is everyone's week listening to MCR?
Same old.
It was fun. I mean, I have listened to them for so long, and I've definitely gone through waves of being obsessed. So it was fun to kind of refresh because it's been a minute since I've listened to them. But it's like coming home, because
That's
I just
beautiful.
have heard all those songs fucking hundreds of times, and so yeah, it was good.
Liv and
Nice
I
little
listened
refresh.
to a lot of it together,
Yeah.
which was a bonding moment.
It was.
Yeah. This eyeliner's
It was.
eyeliner's getting in my eyeballs.
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah, pain is beauty.
I had a very similar experience. I was a huge MCR fan in my early teens. And I realized the first CD I ever bought with my own money was the Black Parade at Barnes & Noble. I think I was 10 years old. And it was crazy, it was crazy listening to it and then realizing, oh, this is what I've been listening to, my whole life. I used to listen to this on the way to school. And, I had this weird moment where I got so emotional listening to this. I fully went emo this week. And yeah, I don't know. It was fun. I had a good time.
I think I'm the only person who's never really listened to MCR that much before.
I'm sorry for you.
Welcome to the
well,
MCR.
I made a conscious decision back in middle school not to, and of course I know their hits, but I don't know them, but of course I've listened to them in the past, but I was very unfamiliar going into this. I made the conscious decision to ignore MCR my entire life until now.
How do you feel?
I don't know. I'm glad I'm in the know a tiny bit now about it. I mean, knowledge is power, right?
Yeah. I'm sensing some hater over there.
No, well, if you asked me 6-7 years ago, I would have been screw that,
Right.
lame, cringe.
Let yourself be free. Free
Yeah,
cringe.
yeah, I know.
Or how we're enjoying it over here. Yeah.
I've been letting the cringe more it's more accepted into my life now.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. We gotta live cringe free.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
By accepting the cringe. By accepting the cringe, you're cringe free.
Pretty much.
Oh, should we do a little section on what we would rather be listening to this week?
Sure.
Kevin?
Fuck, I don't know. New Alex G came out. Did you guys listen
Oh,
to that?
I didn't even know
haven't
that.
Yeah, a new single just dropped.
Ooh, have to
It's
check
pretty
it
good.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. All his albums. You're not an Alex G fan? Whoa. That's crazy.
We had this argument the other day.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about making you a playlist of Alex G songs that distinctly sound different. Because Olivia's convinced they all sound the
Oh,
same.
no. You gotta listen to Brick.
Oh, Brick. That one goes hard. That's a good song. That is not really Alex G.
Brick goes hard as fuck.
I like the soundtracks. Like he
Oh,
did the
yes.
two soundtracks for the two Jane Schoenberg movies.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
really good.
Those are
I saw the
great.
TV Glow and We're All Going to the World's Fair.
Yes.
Those are good. They're like ambient kind of.
I really like that movie.
sounding.
That movie got a lot of hate, but that was really.
I saw the TV Glow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Sorry.
World's
We're all going
Fair.
to the World's Fair.
Yeah,
I still
I-
haven't seen the TV Glow.
It's good. I really
Yeah.
like it.
Cool.
They have a new one coming soon, I think, with Gillian Anderson. It's starring.
A sequel?
No, it's gonna be like a summer camp like horror slasher.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm hyped. Maybe Alex G will do
Yeah.
the soundtrack for that one too.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
What have you
Pretty
been
good, though.
listening to?
I've been listening to Model Actress new album.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, it's called The Orchestra. For Now, is that what it's called? Yeah, I showed Liv that. We were enjoying that. It's like BCNR adjacent kind of music, like early BCNR. Also, if you want to point out our selected albums of the week.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
The CDs. The
Oh, I
CDs.
see. Very nice.
Just for some background ambience. We have Hellfire and Ultraviolence. So it just makes so you guys know that we're in the know.
Yeah, setting the
We're in
stage.
the know.
Anyways, do
yeah.
you want to do some background on MCR?
Erica.
Oh.
Who is MCR?
Okay, I guess I'll do it. All right. So what I found out is that it was a band that was founded in 2001 out of Newark, New Jersey. So I guess the background story is that Gerard Way witnessed 9/11, and that inspired him to make meaningful impacts through music. He's like, I need to do something about this.
Can we add
Today, we've had a national tragedy.
14 minutes in 9/11?
2 airplanes
They hit the Twin Towers.
have
Like on the
crashed.
soundboard.
The World Trade Center.
Yeah.
2 airplanes in an apparent terrorist attack.
Oh, George. Oh my lord.
2 airplanes.
Okay.
Okay.
And have ordered that the full
And-
resources be
Yeah,
provided
okay. You didn't hear that.
to victims and their families.
So Gerard Way,
And
he's the
and to
front
conduct
man.
a
He was
full-scale
formerly
investigation.
a comic book artist,
To hunt down
and I guess
And to find those
his
folks
brother named the band,
committed this act.
right? He named it after this book called Ecstasy: 3 Tales of Chemical Romance by Irvine Welsh. Anyways, skip ahead. They did break up in 2013, but they have reunited in 2019. That's why these two are still here.
Yeah, that was a big deal for me. Like, I feel like, honestly, like, shortly before that, I was having, like, a normie phase. And then they got back together, and it opened the floodgates, I think, for me to, like, I honestly, like, put them in my past and a lot of that kind of, like, type of thing. And then that, yeah, I dove right back in hardcore because I'd always wanted to see them live and became a fan, like, right after they broke up, and so I never got to see them in concert, and it was like complete wish fulfillment when they announced a tour.
You're gonna go?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Fenway Park. I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
I
I'm
had
so sorry.
I had tickets for their, was it 2019 reunion in Boston, or was it 2020?
Yeah. So they had announced it for like, they announced it at the very end of 2019 or like early 2020, and then all the dates were like for the end of that year, and the concert. I bought the tickets then when they went on sale, and then the pandemic started, and they postponed the concert like I think 3 times. So it was probably 3 years after I bought the tickets that I actually got to use them.
Oh, I never went. I had the tickets.
And you didn't end up going?
I had tickets to 100 Gex, Machine Girl, and MCR, and then I was locked inside.
What?
Yeah.
Many cases, many such
Remember that?
cases.
No?
Yeah, we were, I don't know, it was some type of like infection people were getting. I had to stay inside for like a little while. Yeah. Remember that?
sounds rough.
Yeah. You guys were there.
Were we?
I don't know.
It's a bit blurry.
Whatever.
You always got something going on.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Sorry. All right. Does somebody want to talk about the first album?
Well, yeah, but So I brought you my bullets, you brought me your love. This was a little before my time. I was definitely there for just the Black Parade. I mean, I don't even know. I think I was like 10 years old when that came out. And yeah, going back and listening to this, like it was around, but I wasn't deeply involved in it. I was like, I'm just gonna listen to the Black Parade. So it was nice to go back and be like, see the start. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started listening to them, this album was like definitely not kind of on my radar because at the time it wasn't available really anywhere on streaming platforms.
Oh.
It didn't come to Spotify or anything like that until like probably like, I don't know, 2015 maybe or something. So like, and it was like you couldn't get a CD of it anywhere. It was really rare, but like since they've kind of had like a resurgence of popularity, they've been like printing it again and it's become more widely available. But I would for a long time listen to all my music on streaming. I'm not much of a physical music collector. I do actually have that CD that I had to get imported on eBay, but it was hard to find for a while, so it was definitely not like the first album that like made me fall in love with them. But and yeah, I wasn't really around either because that was 2002. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was 2. I wasn't listening to that.
Liv, where were you?
Yeah,
2002?
Yeah.
I was like a little... I don't remember what they call them, but they're these little cells that live in your dad. And they kind of float around. That's where I was in 2002.
That's
I don't know what they were
crazy.
called, but
Damn. That's disgusting.
How dare you?
you were there too.
I was around in 2002. What? This came out in November 2002. I was in physical form.
I was hanging around.
Yeah.
97.
He was having tubby time.
I was like 4 years old. Yeah.
Tubby time.
The drums on this go so fucking hard. Shout out to very short-lived drummer Matt Pelzier.
I actually don't know how you say it.
Pelzier.
I don't think I've ever even heard his name
Yeah.
like spoken in an interview or anything. He was so short-lived. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just did their first album. He actually did the drum tracks for their second album, but he left the band before they did any kind of like promo photography or like shot the music videos, which is when Bob Breyer stepped in.
Right.
He rest in peace. And so yeah, he lives a private life now. He doesn't do music anymore.
Yeah.
So he kind of.
This is a shame because I'm like listening to these drum fills, especially on Vampires Will Never Hurt You, and I'm like, this goes so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like it's fun. Like this is definitely very low budget. I think they did not have a budget at all
No,
for
basically
this.
none. They were unknown.
So all the guitars blend together, and Gerard, I don't think is in his full like Freddie Mercury era yet. So but, like those drums really bring it together. And I heard the reason why they kicked him out of the band was he set their van on fire.
On
That's
purpose?
a rumor.
I think
Yeah.
it is just a rumor.
Is it just a rumor?
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that, yeah, I think it was just like regular old band beef. I think part of
Yeah.
it was like also that I don't think he wanted to like follow them up the trajectory that they ended up taking into like full rock star life, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think part of why like he's now private in his life is like avoiding fame, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure the reason, but I think it was like just personal differences or whatever. I don't think any bands were set on fire, but that is kind of a fun rumor.
Yeah.
He gets really pissed off when fans like try to reach out and ask him questions on like Twitter and stuff. He's like,
Oh,
just
really?
please leave me alone.
Yeah,
But no, I think he
it's
just doesn't
like-
use social media anymore.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I was 17, man. What do you want me to
Yeah.
say? Yeah, I think that's really all we gotta say on that one. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a fun listen.
It was my favorite.
Was it really your
That makes
favorite?
sense to me, honestly,
Yeah,
based on like the kind of stuff you like.
Yeah, it's just it fits more in like my typical music taste, my music rotation. I love the lo-fi sound, and it's just like more. I don't know. It feels you can feel how it's less commercial.
It's super raw,
Yeah, it's very raw, and I
He's
I'm all
got some
about
great
that.
screams in there too.
Yeah, the
Yes.
shrieking is awesome.
The energy's great.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of energy I enjoy in music.
A fun little trivia fact, of which I'm sure I'll have probably too many, is that during the vocal tracking for the album, he had like a tooth abscess that had gotten like extremely like infected or some shit like that, and it was like
Stinky.
causing him like like this horrible mouth pain, and he was just like has said in interviews that like that pain kind of like influenced him in like his vocal delivery of just like screaming his guts out, you know, kind of just
Wow.
in complete agony. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess
Disgusting.
all good art comes from true pain or something like that. Yeah.
I have a fucked up tooth.
I can sympathize with that. So like,
Do you wanna show
I can
us?
understand how he could do that.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
not fun. Not fun stuff.
Is that why you make music?
Yeah, that is why I make music, because to share the pain of my cavity. Yeah. All right, we want to talk about Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
I want to hear everyone's favorite track from Bullets,
Oh,
if you have one.
I think Vampires Will Never Hurt You. That was my
Yeah.
the scream on that, the drums, everything. Yeah.
I liked is it called Sunsets Over Monroeville?
Yeah.
I really
Oh,
enjoyed
that's a
that
good
one.
one,
That
too.
one's
Yes.
good. It's really it's almost
Yeah.
like kind of the Smiths. Kind of
it is
I don't
a little
know.
jingly.
I know that they like Gerard is like a huge Morrissey fan, or maybe not. He loves the Smiths. He loves the
Influenced.
Smiths, and he has said that
Yeah.
they've influenced MCR like in a major way.
Mm-hmm.
The Smiths he loves Morrissey. Yeah.
I could agree with either of you.
Oh, those are your
Yeah,
favorites
Those
as
are
I would
well?
favorites.
say.
Yeah.
That's probably the album that I heard the least, to be honest.
Mm,
So
that's
I
okay.
think it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, it's gotta be Headfirst for Halos. I love that song.
Okay.
I think it's just so fun. It's just so like poppy and like, but the lyrics are about like shooting yourself in the head. I don't know. It's just like such a
Sick.
fun, like goofy, like I feel like it's more of what they ended up going towards, this almost like comedic, really tongue in cheek type of stuff. Cracks me up. Yeah,
Cool.
good album.
Oh yeah, lastly on that album, they were signed to a record label called Eyeball Records.
Eyeball
Now
Records.
defunct. Yeah.
Now
Defunct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Let's hear Liv's enthusiasm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is my favorite MCR album because there's lore. There's a lot of lore.
Cool.
Okay, shall we start with some fun facts first, or like dive right into the lore?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, so this was their first album that really kind of brought them to the spotlight, I guess. This was their quote breakthrough
Yes.
album. Let's see. You may know the tracks Helena and I'm Not Okay, I Promise, which are the most popular tracks on the album, but to be honest, have nothing to do with the concept of the album. And they don't tie into the plotline very well, so I'm not really sure why. But
Is this their first concept album, or was the previous
the
one?
plotline of this album kind of follows the prior one.
Yeah, we didn't
okay.
really get into the lore
Like
of
the
the first
Demolition
album.
Lovers, yeah.
It's like Bonnie and Clyde
Pretty much,
type
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Bonnie
Okay.
and Clyde type of,
Cool.
two lovers.
Okay.
Do we all want to share something? A favorite song, or before we get into it?
I mean,
This one is my favorite album as well, I
Yeah.
have to say. It fucking rips from start to end. Favorite song, that's a really tough choice. You Know What They Do to Guys Like Us in Prison is a banger. Or I Never Told You What I Do for a Living. I think that song is super underrated and really emotional and kind of scary, which
Right.
is what I like about their music.
yeah, I worked my way backwards from the Black Parade into this album when I was a lot younger. And yeah, going into this, I was definitely thinking, I was like, that's the one that's going to hold up the most. And kind of did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Highest rating on Rate Your Music, I think.
They're the same
It's tied.
now.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
It's tied
Yeah.
with the
Spicy
Black
between
Parade?
the Black Parade.
Yeah.
I'll have to go and lower my rating on the Black Parade.
Oh,
It's actually, I think, probably lower already. Cheers, sorry.
The devil tells him to kill 1,000 evil men in real life for repentance, and he agrees and hope he'll be united with her. What the hell?
This is my plot summary.
Oh, this. Oh, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yeah, I
Okay,
was
all
gonna
right.
share this after we
Oh,
maybe share
okay.
our favorite
Yeah.
All right.
song.
Oh,
Then-
my favorite song, is it wrong to say Helena? Because I just love the music video so much.
No, the
It's
music
so
video is
good.
fantastic.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite as well.
It's
That's my favorite.
excellent.
It is.
And yeah, I'm not okay. That music video got me when I was a kid. Got me.
Normie.
It's classic.
Yeah, got,
It's so classic.
it made me a little horny. Let me tell you.
It is. I love it. It's very homoerotic, which is I think also
Yeah.
part of what drew me into their music early on.
Yeah, it was perfect. It's the perfect music video. It's the perfect song for any like angsty teen. It's like, oh, when I'm in high school, I'm gonna be doing pills and these like girls and like I'm gonna be
Yeah.
doing all the
Yeah.
things. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, cool.
Liv, let's hear your plot line.
Here's my plot
Yeah, let's
line.
get into the
Anybody
lore.
add or detract something? Detract?
Subtract.
Subtract something that's not right. Okay, here's my plot summary. So, the demolition lovers, who we didn't really touch on yet, die, and he goes to hell. And she might be in heaven, she might be alive, she might be dead. And he meets the devil.
Huh?
And the devil tells him, this is he of the two lovers, that he must kill 1,000 evil men in real life. He's going to send him back to the real realm for repentance, and he agrees and hope that he'll be reunited with his lover. He goes up, he kills a bunch of people, and then he gets caught and goes to prison. And then we get to your favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not really sure what's happening in there. I think he might have like a homosexuality crisis.
I think that's
in
tied in
prison.
there
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, that's in there. He's
Something
kind of
about
like,
that.
I'm gay. I don't know if I'm gay. Do I even really love her? Why do I want to keep doing this?
No
So,
way.
yeah, it's like this whole kind of thing. But then he breaks out of prison. They break out of prison, and he keeps killing people, and he's just having all these problems. He's conflicted about who he is, if he should even be alive, if he'll even go to heaven. Then he meets a nun, and she tries to convert him, which he doesn't like because for some reason he's really anti all of this religion stuff, even though he's been to hell, he's met the devil. So I think he kills the nun. No? Does he kill the nun?
I honestly don't know like the down to the details on the lore, but
okay.
I kind of more just
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
the general
He went full-
emotional arc of
yeah.
the story.
Okay,
He
yeah.
went full Katy Perry on that nun.
Oh yeah, right. Katy Perry, please stop.
We got please, yeah, fucking dies in court.
Okay, yeah. So
Oh, God.
he may have went Katy Perry on the nun.
Yeah.
And then he also like touches on the struggle of like drugs and stuff in this album too, like you were just talking about a couple minutes ago. Part of this, I think, in the storyline is like to keep him kind of like amped up so he can keep killing all these evil men, but also the secondary meaning also because Gerard Way struggled with a lot of drug and alcohol abuse in his life.
What
right?
the heck?
Yeah,
He's
quite
been
some
new,
time,
yeah, for quite some time. He's been sober since 2007, but yeah, so that happens. He's on a bunch of drugs and just keeps going and going, like all amphetamine up, ephedrine up, and then he gets to the point where he has killed 999 evil men, and he has one more that he has to kill.
No, don't fucking tell me.
And you know who that last man has to
Don't
be?
fucking tell me.
He has to kill himself to fulfill the prophecy. So he kills himself because he's the most evil of all, evil men.
He killed 999 men. That's
I
a
might
lot of men.
cry.
That's a lot of men, and then he's
Yeah.
the 1,000th. Plot twist, though.
They had us in the first half. Not gonna lie.
She wasn't even dead. His lover wasn't even dead.
Bro.
And, you know, after all of what he's done, it was all in vain. She wouldn't want to be with him at this point anyways because he's so evil.
Bro.
And he knows that. He knows that she would not love him or want him anymore. And so he kills himself. It was all in vain.
That's Romeo and Juliet type shit.
Yeah. The most like emo thing you could possibly come up with.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Yeah. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, it is intense.
Yeah. That's insane story to make for your first studio album.
Yeah, I feel like Gerard has always been so heavily influenced on like storytelling through it, like because before he was like serious as a musician, like yeah, he was a writer. He's always been like, I mean, he's also a comic book writer and doing all that stuff. And I know that.
He was on Cartoon Network too.
Yeah, he worked.
right?
That's when he was working. That was actually when he witnessed the 9/11
He was
Oh,
on
right,
a train
right.
to go.
he was
Okay.
working in New York City
Yeah.
at the Cartoon Network as like an intern.
Man.
And he was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm an intern at Cartoon Network. Like, I need to do something that will actually, like, help
Yeah.
people. And he, I think, like, believes that it was, like, a divine inspiration that, like, came forward to him and was like,
God was
do
like,
some shit with the world.
I
yeah.
did not want you to make Breakfast Monkey.
Yeah.
Do you know about Breakfast Monkey?
I do know about
It's
Breakfast
the
Monkey.
cartoon he was working on.
Yeah. They told him that they didn't want it because it was too
Yeah.
similar to Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Which
Oh,
is a great show.
which is
so I'm
a great
kind of glad
show.
that one
Yeah.
survived and we got MCR instead of.
So yeah, I did not catch any of this narrative when I was listening to it.
No,
when I was
it's
younger.
hard to piece it together without reading it on the internet, and
Yeah.
listening over and over.
I feel like because it's not such an overt concept, I feel like it can be more widely enjoyed even if you don't want to like dive into the lore, which I think is an important like aspect to any concept album, you know, because if it's like so dependent to like get any meaning out of the lyrics that you have to like know every detail of the lore, it's not going to be as enjoyable to like a more broad audience, you know. Like
Yeah.
the Car Seat Headrest's new album. But that, I don't know, I'm enjoying that actually.
Well, if you also have themes, just like general like themes of certain emotions, I feel like anybody can kind of grasp onto a song
Yeah.
like that. Like a lot of the songs are just specifically like catered towards one part of the narrative, but anybody can relate to the feeling that he's having and the words that he's saying in some of the songs, anyways.
Yeah, I respect that. They love making like anti themed album. Like I don't know, like an anti plot where you do have to do a deep dive. Which yeah, that's fun for the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
My question is like, when they were making the album, do you think they were making it for a commercial audience?
Well, it was their first, so after they did their first album with Eyeball, they were signed to Reprise Records, which is like part of Warner Brothers. So that was like their first like big studio album really, where they had like like a big budget and like a big producer. I can't remember the guy who did the album, but he's done a bunch of other bands that are kind of like around that era, like big. I think he did like Green Day and stuff.
He did.
And so I think that they were kind of, you know, learned a lot like while they were making the album, like coming in with this idea and having the producer kind of tell them like show them the ropes and make it definitely more marketable than like their sound had been originally.
I see.
Yeah, so I feel like there definitely was like a commercial interest like in mind when they were making it, definitely, which they've talked about that a lot in I think interviewed the producer who did the album on their like tour documentary that they did right after this album came out, which is really interesting, worth watching even if you feel like you're done researching. It's entertaining.
Cool.
And they talk about like they do a lot of behind the scenes of like the music videos and stuff, so that's kind of cool, like on set of The Ghost of You, which is such a good music video.
Yeah. I do love
Ghost
that music
favorite.
video. I would just watch that all the time. I don't know why. It just got me. 1,000-Yard Stare. We love that.
It's so
We love-
good.
It's very
yeah.
cute. It's very Kubrick. It's very I don't know. Who doesn't love Gerard in an army uniform?
Yeah. Oh, they all look so good.
Yeah.
Love
Who
it.
doesn't love Gerard in any uniform?
Yeah.
Are we gushing over him?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
To be addressed later.
To be addressed later. Okay. Okay. Any last thoughts on this album?
I don't know. I think
No.
it's just such a great album. I love it so much, and it still like replays to me as strongly as it did when I first heard it. I know you said that the Black Parade was like the first album that you ever bought, and this one was the first CD that I
Oh,
ever bought
really?
with my own money.
No
yeah,
way.
so
That's cool.
It's It has
Yeah.
such a special place in my heart, and I love it. Yeah,
Sweet.
good shit.
All right, I'm itching in my seat to talk about the Black Parade. I've just
Let's
been
fucking
waiting
go.
to talk about the Black
Fucking
Parade.
Let's go.
Dude, so going into this, I think I told you, Jules, I was like, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge is my favorite album. And then I re-listened to the Black Parade. That was when I got so emotional I had to turn it off. It was so insane to me. I was just like going into it, I was like, I don't know. I just had like a bad taste in my mouth for whatever reason. And then I don't know, I just started playing it and I was like, just get this feeling. I'm like, this is the best fucking album ever made. I'm like, this is so good. I
Yeah.
don't understand. It's perfect. And I'm not even like, I'm a musical theater hater. I think that's why I didn't want to like revisit it in any way. But I'm like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect to me. Yeah.
I would agree. It is. I mean, like, this was, you know, the album that like 3 Cheers was very successful for them, and that's why they were able to bring this enormous concept to life in the way that they did. But like this, obviously was like their most well-known successful era, and it's just so fun front to back.
And it was
full
a
so
big
much emotion.
I think it was a big era of like turmoil for all of them. They were really struggling. I think that comes through on this album a lot. Like they're not emo. They're fucking.
They're fucked up. They're just
fucked.
fucked up.
They're
Yeah.
fucked in the
It's
head.
dark. Very dark. Yeah.
Dark. Yeah, all of them had like mental breaks while they were making this album, and like, I don't know, that it just comes through, and I just love it. I don't know. I had such an experience re-listening to this.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
That was
I'm happy to
beautiful.
hear that.
Yeah.
I can see the tears forming now.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
Kevin's
I'm crying.
tearing
Okay,
up.
I did on Disenchanted. I did
yeah.
tear up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? I know you watched the Wendigoon video.
I did, yes. Devin recommended to me to watch that.
That really brought it all together for me.
Yeah, well, it seems like Wendigoon kind of has like a slightly more unconventional take on it,
right.
which I think it still holds up really well.
I think, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely parts that I agree or disagree with, but overall, I feel like it connected me more to the plot of the album than anything.
Yes, like I remember before I watched the video, I think I don't know which one of you asked, but I was like, what is with this cancer theme? I was like,
Right.
I was like, what is, like, why?
Yeah.
I was like, did Gerard Way have cancer? Like, I was really
No,
confused, like,
yeah.
where this very deep storytelling was coming from. And then after I watched that explanation video, it made a lot more sense to me. Like, yes, I understand they're kind of like playing a character. They have written a character rather. And it made me respect it a little bit more, because I was like, what is Gerard's place to like speak on such topic?
Right.
But I'm okay with it now.
He does it. He does it well.
Yeah.
I mean, again, just speaking about how feverish this album gets me, I remember when I was like, I was too old for this, but I think I was like 16 or 17. I was talking to a girl that I was dating for only a couple months, and I was half joking, but mostly serious, actually. That I was like, if you do not understand this album, if you do not like this album, I don't think we could be together.
Oh my god.
I was like, this is a big red flag for me.
Complete red flag, honestly.
Yeah. It didn't last. Not for that reason. I think It just makes me, this album makes me crazy. I don't know.
I kind of get that. It's very
Yeah.
feral, you know, like
It puts a spell on me.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're enchanted.
I'm in
You're disenchanted.
disenchanted motherfucker.
Kevin, do you want to talk about where they wrote the album?
Absolutely,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, in our notes it
Get
says,
into the
ask Kevin
mansion."
about the mansion.
You know all about the mansion.
I don't, but I went on a big deep dive last night.
Some juicy stuff. Some good ghost stories.
Yeah, I think I put I was just reading about this Mansion probably as much as I was listening to the album.
The Paramore Mansion.
The Paramore
No
Mansion.
relation to the band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no relation to the band Paramore.
Yeah, they just own a haunted mansion.
Mm-hmm. But they had like all these like concepts for this album, and they went into this mansion, which is now a historical site, and they really like pulled this. It's like where everything formed together, and they were all so fucking miserable, as like living in this mansion, and Gerard Way was having like night terrors. On the song "Sleep," that's like his account of like in the very beginning. It's his account of like going through these night terrors during that, and like I don't know. There's all this crazy shit. Like Mikey left the band briefly for like it was probably only a couple days, but like he was just like, this shit's too depressing.
I'm
I
confused.
gotta
So
get
do
outta
they
here.
like force themselves to live in this mansion for like some artistic inspiration?
Essentially,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
They said the mansion, like living in there, like really informed like the mood and the sound that they were going for in this album. And I believe it. It sounds like Luigi's Mansion. A lot of these
Yeah,
songs,
right.
especially on Mama.
Mama.
Yeah.
Mama.
Mama sounds like Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Can we talk about how Liza Minnelli is?
Yeah.
Oh
the
yeah,
voice
of
on
course.
Mama?
We have to
yeah,
shout her
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I heard also Gerard Way's mom is somewhere on the track.
all of their
too.
moms
I think
have
she-
back
Is it all
their
vocals on the
moms?
album-
Really?
on the song,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did does anyone know how Liza Minnelli got on there?
No, that's what I was
They're like,
asking
she's
you.
mother.
She's mother
Bring
as
her
fuck,
on.
yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
check right before this because I needed an explanation and I felt
Mhm.
like I was like I should know this. My cred is not strong, I guess, but
Mhm.
I guess when they were writing the song and looking for that kind of like spooky motherly voice, like that was Liza Minnelli was like, because Gerard Way is a huge theater kid for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Liza Minnelli, I guess, was like one of his first thoughts of like who they would want to have featured on it, and they like reached out to her and she recorded it all like separately and just sent it to them, and they like never even met in person. But
She wasn't in the
like,
mansion.
Yeah, she was
wouldn't
not
step
in the
foot.
mansion.
Yeah.
Although that mental image is
Oh, did they
just so good.
record in the mansion?
I don't believe
No,
that they did. But
it was
I
a
think
lot
that
of the
they-
writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were living there.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. Like they were living there while they were recording it.
Where is this mansion?
This mansion is
California?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, California. Yeah, all the band members, they walk away from it, they're like, that mansion is fucking haunted. Yeah. And yeah, a lot of accounts since then have said it was haunted. Although I did find this very fun tidbit that, do you know who Sophia Carson is?
I feel like that name sounds really familiar.
So she wrote this song called Glowing Up in the Mansion, which was
Oh.
featured in My Little Pony: A New Generation on Netflix. That was
duality.
the last
Oh my
credit
God.
for the mansion.
That's
So,
actually hilarious.
you know, some people, they walk into that and they make like one of the best rock operas of all time, like the most depressing shit. And then some people, they write songs for ponies. And it's like, this mansion can really do it to you, you
Yeah,
know?
you have to know what spirits you'll conjure.
Yeah, it depends what ghosts you encounter while you're there.
Yeah.
Maybe their aura was just off.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was trying to
yeah.
tell them something. They had to get their shit together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they really did. Yeah, they were not well.
What's your favorite track from the Black Parade?
It's so hard, honestly.
It is
All
so
of them, because
hard.
like I just love them all, and they all like convey such a different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I really, honestly love the opening track, cutting into the next song from like the end, which is like the intro to the album, that like just transitions into the song Dead with this like flatlining sound.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's just like this kind of acoustic
Oh.
song that picks up, and I love that song because it's basically kind of a ripoff of 5 Years by David Bowie,
Yeah.
which is the opening
He's
track
very
of
Bowie
Ziggy
inspired.
Stardust, which Bowie's definitely another huge inspiration for them,
Mm-hmm.
especially Gerard. He loves Britpop, like that kind of stuff, and
Right.
so I think probably that. I guess that's two, so that's kind of cheating. So I'll just say Sleep, because
Sleep
I
is
love
amazing.
Sleep. That is such a hard song,
Yeah.
and yeah, I feel feverish, as you would say.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear it, genuinely. I don't know what happens to me.
I
I'm
don't
haunted by
know.
it.
I'm also, yeah, I'm haunted.
Yeah.
I'm haunted by the same spooky little ghost in the mansion. Oh.
True.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's so hard to pick. I mean, I like some of like the like harder songs on the album, like House of Wolves. But I think I lean a little bit more towards like Disenchanted, and that like, I don't know, when
That's a
Gerard
hot
goes
take.
soft, I'm like, it's, I don't know, it's waterworks for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably like when people think of like emo culture, they think of the Black Parade, but I think it's their like, well, so far to date, it's like in their discography before Danger Days happened, it's probably their least emo album as well. You know?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
more just like straight up rock.
It's just it's a rock opera.
Rock, man.
Yeah. And I don't fuck with rock operas, but
This one gets the pass.
this album, it ascends the emo label, it ascends the rock opera label. I think it's just a good piece of art all around. Yeah.
Favorite tracks for you guys?
I feel like it's kind of cheap to say mama, so I'm gonna say
Mama.
I'm gonna say I feel like I've always had this hot take that The Sharpest Lives is the best song. on Black
Sharpest
Parade.
Lives is
Good
up
ass
there.
song, yeah.
That's my hot take, is that that's the best song.
It's a great song. A lot of good shrieks in that one.
True.
I don't have a favorite because I'm not gonna lie. When I listen to it, I just like kind of not like that. I passively listen. I just kind of listened to it all in one go, and I wasn't really paying attention to the
Oh
track
my
list.
god!
I know.
I
You
just
need to take that makeup off now.
Oh
I
my
know.
god!
I'm just trying to stay on theme.
I just gushed.
I know.
gushed
We all laid
for
our hearts out,
15
Erica. You
minutes.
don't even
I
care.
know. I do.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
talk
do
about
care.
what you like about like
You're just like my
the-
fucking
you know.
ex-girlfriend.
I do like I love the aesthetic of the album. I do. I watched all the music videos they had, and I really
ones.
enjoyed it. I'm like if you're gonna have high production like costs for like music videos, like at least do it like that. I enjoyed that. I also love the lore that I learned about while watching that video, all the background story. I think it is a good story. But like musically though, like it's a clean album. Like
I don't think you listened to it, right?
I mean I maybe I didn't listen to it like deep enough because I already I had 3 other albums I had to listen to
Yeah.
as
That's
well.
true.
So like I didn't like just I didn't have a lifetime of listening like you guys.
No, that's understandable.
So-
Alright, that's fair. Yeah.
I would say that's one thing that I think kind of like takes like maybe a half point off of my appreciation of the album is that I think that like the production of it is like their weakest. Like it feels like because it's so much sound at times, I think that the individual pieces don't really come through, and like that can be good to an effect when you're wanting to just completely like overwhelm your senses with just like this wall of noise. But like I feel like sometimes like in specifically Welcome to the Black Parade, it's like I feel like some of the finer details get kind of lost in it. Like it's just like I don't know, it feels kind of flat at times, but that's like a nitpick just from having heard it so many times where I'm like, I wish if I was gonna pick any album of theirs to like be remastered for like an anniversary or whatever, I'm like, let's
Right.
clean that up a little bit. Let's make it a little more, you know, distinct instead of kind of just this
Yeah.
one like wall of noise over Gerard shrieking,
Sure.
which I still love it so much, but that is my nitpick about this one album particularly.
So the main producer of this album is Rob Cavallo, which I won't besmirch his name, but he did do a lot of stuff for Blink-182.
He also did
and
Green Day too. I think he did American Idiot.
He did do American
Yeah,
Idiot.
yeah.
And I
and
think
they all have that kind of sound to them.
yeah.
Did this guy
it's just of
invent
the
like
time.
emo pop?
I guess so.
Punk
yeah.
rock?
I think he
Man.
invented that very flat sound that a lot of those bands have, where it's just kind of like, I don't know, the drums and the bass just kind of like.
They all kind of
morph
drown into
together.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, it's definitely more prevalent on other songs, but I think the Black Parade in particular, when I think of like production, I mean, it's such a great song. I think it goes above the limits, but that's one that I would like a little less clean. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a little goo goo gaga.
Ooh.
Sorry, Rob.
I mean, like that. That is like not one of my least favorite songs of theirs because I still love it, but like I just think it's funny how that is like their most popular song, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like not even the best one on the album, let alone in anyone's top 10 who's listened to more than like 10 of their songs.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think
it's still fun.
yeah.
I still, riles me up whenever I hear it.
Teenagers stinks.
Yeah.
Outside of the album. When I was listening to it from top to bottom, I didn't dislike it as much. But if I were to just hear that on a playlist, I'm like, shut this off.
Valid.
Shut this off.
I kind of feel the opposite because in the same way from like the last album where like Helena and I'm Not Okay aren't really like inside of that plot line.
Right.
It's the same thing for Teenagers, that it's also kind of an outlier in the album. So
Yeah.
I feel that I'd rather hear it by itself than with the
Oh,
album,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. Right. I would rather it not be on the album, but I also don't want to listen to it.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So this album, although I do think it is one of the best albums, I'm still only giving it a 9 out of 10. Mainly for Teenagers and honestly Blood. Blood's a bit of a stinker for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's silly.
It was fun when I was a kid though, letting the CD run and catching that on like the fourth or fifth listen. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I feel like before we go to the next section,
Yeah.
we should just touch on, because he was like, I'd say most influential on this album specifically, Bob Breyer, who was, I'd say probably like their most visible drummer. Like he was in most of like their music videos, and like they never had like a solid drummer who was like officially part of their lineup in like promo material and anything like that after he left the band. And he unfortunately passed away last year from a
Right.
drug overdose. And he had like this very, after he left the band, there was a lot of like drama around him, and he definitely like kind of crashed out very publicly on Twitter, saying a lot of like really horrible stuff to kind of like stir shit up on purpose, and it was just very unfortunate.
Like about the band?
No, not necessarily about the band. More just like saying some like kind of some racist shit and like assorted other problematic statements. But he was really suffering. It was just sad.
I didn't know it was
like
an overdose.
Yeah, it was just like a very weird like point of reflection that kind of happened like very recently in the MCR fan base, I guess, because people had kind of like bullied him honestly for like a very long time after he left the band. Like there was like a significant like targeted hate train on him, and like that kind of stuff I just don't think is ever justified, obviously, like regardless of what this person said or did. And yeah, it's just sad. It seems like it happened to be more of like a mental break that he was untreated for than
Someone killed his fucking dog.
yeah, he
Someone
had like
killed his dog.
he had a dog in like a boarding facility or like a trainer or something that like it died accidentally like on their watch, or maybe like neglected or something. And I think they said that it was like that was like a turning point for him where he just completely like snapped, because he was such a big animal lover and just kind of like completely withdrew from society. It's really sad, but I don't know. His drumming on this album, just specifically Welcome to the Black Parade, is just so iconic and part of their sound. Just wanted to give him a shout out because I think he gets a really bad rep, but he was a cool guy and a really insanely talented drummer. Just wanted to give him a shout out.
He was a bit of a hermit after that.
Yeah.
I think he helped out with like some of the tour managing and stuff, but like from his house.
Yeah, he was a sound engineer before he like joined the band, so I think he like went back to doing that and then left the music industry.
But yeah.
Shout out, Bob. Here's to you, buddy.
R.I.P.
To you, buddy. Yeah.
All right, well now we can move on from all that depressing stuff to the fun album.
Right. And if you kill my dog, I'm gonna get racist.
Yeah, you get a pass.
Okay. Also adding to the Black Parade, This is 4 times platinum in the U.S., and it was ranked number 361 in Rolling Stone's 500 greatest albums of all time.
Deserved.
Deserved.
And
We-
it was, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say we went from the most disappointing albums of all time with the first episode to one of the best albums of all
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. Yeah.
The variety in coworker music
Yeah.
covers it
Yeah.
all.
I don't think this is coworker music. I think this is just good music.
Well, we gotta
Well,
wait till
we'll
the
save our
end.
picks to the end.
Okay,
Wait till the
okay.
end.
This album actually, it was, I think, on the Billboard charts, number 2. Very closely beat by Hannah Montana.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Mhm.
I'm so serious.
She can't even close her mouth anymore.
That was my fault.
The
Sorry
fuck?
guys.
What do you
I was
mean?
listening to Hannah Montana and not MCR
Yeah.
when this album came out. I wasn't there yet. So
What?
I'd like to apologize formally to the band. I'm sorry.
She can't close her mouth?
She's got like that fugly ass veneers. Sorry, Miley Cyrus.
Oh.
They're not good.
Yeah,
They're
like
bad.
she's like
Oh.
She's like a doll.
So, have you seen Steve-O?
Yeah, his veneers look
Dude.
good.
Oh, you think? Oh,
Like, he
okay.
looks
Compared to
good.
what he had before.
I thought he looked like
I think
fucking.
he looks good.
Did you watch Inspector Gadget? Like the live action Inspector Gadget? All right, real ones know he looks like the evil Inspector Gadget.
You can
We'll add a
insert him on
photo.
screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, insert him right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Also, yeah, who's the costume designer?
Oh yeah, the costume designer for the Black Parade is her name's Colleen Atwood. She also was a costume designer for many Tim Burton films, which I think is very fitting
Mm.
for the scheme of the album in general.
I like that.
Very
Yeah.
dark,
Yeah, I'm sure that
dead.
Burton was probably a big influence for them. Obviously, I'm sure they probably
No.
recruited her directly. I can imagine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Big budget.
Yeah,
Use it,
we're
spend it on the right
Yeah.
things.
Exactly.
Right.
They definitely did.
I feel like I've been too nice on this episode so far, so I'm gonna
Let's go back to the evil energy.
shit on Tim Burton.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
everybody
okay.
said
Fuck
that.
Tim
Yeah.
Burton, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh.
Best thing you did was Beetlejuice. And then what happened?
They turned the friggin' frogs
And
gay.
then what happened?
Now we have Wednesday.
Fuck that. Dude, Tim Burton, he just gets worse and worse over time.
Maybe it's the
Yeah.
dementia.
Does he have dementia?
I don't know. He's old.
I'm putting it on the record right now. Tim Burton has dementia.
Him and Danny Elfman, both just on a downward trend from the start.
Who's
really.
Danny Elfman?
He did like the music for like all the Burton movies, and he's also in the band Oingo Boingo.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, Oingo Boingo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, fuck Tim Burton and fuck Neil Gaiman too. I guess
Oh,
that's
yeah,
not
fuck
that's
that
not
guy
too
for real.
controversial right now, but I stood by the Neil Gaiman hate before I knew anything. I said, fuck Coraline, dude. Get it out of here.
You
I
don't
mean,
like
he's married
Coraline?
to, Amanda Palmer, so that's a red flag in and of itself.
Okay, who's Amanda Palmer?
She's a musician. She was in the Dresden Dolls.
Oh, okay.
And then she just started making music on her own, but like
Yeah.
she like wrote like a poem to like one of the Boston Bombers and was like, you're just a scared little boy.
Wait.
Just like all that she's just, yeah. I mean that's like not even she's
I'm having
some really horrible
flashbacks.
stuff, but she like basically like helped Neil Gaiman like abuse women.
And she was dropping hundreds, if not thousands, of N-bombs
Yeah, probably.
all the time. She
Yeah.
did like an ironic like, oh, I'm just like a white girl with a ukulele singing rap songs,
Mm-hmm.
and just N-bomb, N-bomb, N-bomb.
Average
Yeah.
musician from Boston vibes.
Oh,
True. Truly.
But yeah.
So yeah, all right. That's all
Anyways.
that's all my hate for this episode. Let's keep gushing. Although I don't know, Danger Days is coming up.
yeah.
so
You can let out a little.
I guess we'll
hate.
keep the hate train going. I'm sorry. Do we have any Danger Days lovers over here?
Okay. Maybe.
I mean-
no,
Okay.
not lovers.
enjoyers.
Appreciators.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can appreciate the
Okay.
lore to this one too.
I by the way, I don't hate it. I just yeah.
It's like it's my least favorite for sure,
Mm.
but it's not bad. And I do like love just the complete aesthetic shift is like I like when a band can kind of, you know, switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like the sound isn't as ambitious, but like going obviously from like the aesthetic of the Black Parade, like it's a complete 180 into like this like rainbow desert post-apocalyptic like gay
Way out in
demons and
2019.
yeah, in the 2019, the far off future, the distant future.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they definitely never reached the peak of the Black Parade after that. But I still love Danger Days. It's fun.
I mean, that's a hard album to come back from, and yeah, I appreciate the sentiment of, okay, we just we just made the sickest album of all time. We have to completely do a 180 and just blow up our sound. Although I disagree with going more produced from the Black Parade.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like it sounds very, I don't know. It's just the overall sound of the album is very just sanitized to me. Yeah, it sounds like it was made in a crumble cookie.
Oh my god, that's real. That is real. Yeah, it's definitely their most like, yeah, it's kind of bubblegum, like, yeah, just way more pop, which, I mean,
Power pop, kind of.
yeah.
Power
Is it
pop,
radio
pop.
music?
I mean, one of the songs from that was on Glee. They sang the song "Sing" on Glee.
Okay, I made
yeah,
a note.
that song sucks ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
I'm
the
glad
worst
you
song,
said
period.
it.
It's goofy.
Because I was rolling, I was like
And
gagging listening to that
yeah,
song.
they performed it on Glee. And in that episode, Sue Sylvester says that she slept with their drummer for backstage passes.
Ooh.
Wait, who sung it on Glee?
I think it was like the whole group.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Sing
Rachel in
it
the front,
for the
obviously, I'm sure.
boys, sing
Yeah.
it for the girls.
Oh God.
Yeah, okay, the highlight for me on this album is Scarecrow, and I wish they kept that kind of, I'm not gonna say industrial, I think it's it's like, I don't know, the most hard hitting on the album.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah, and I feel like it's really, that song in particular matches the aesthetic that they're going for really well, with this kind of like, I don't know, like future dystopia, Fallout vibe.
I was gonna say, I was like, does it give you Fallout vibes?
It's
I know
gonna be
you like
Fallout
that
vibes.
game.
I like that game. It's a little, you know what? It's Fallout New Vegas. I feel like Gerard Way just played Fallout New Vegas and was like, I'm gonna do that.
My
Yeah.
question is, did they take any of the songs off that album and put it on the game?
On the game?
Yeah.
No, this was after the game.
Oh.
And that wouldn't be very lore friendly, Erica.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. Their aesthetic of the album reminds me of, I think it's "Don't Stop" by 5 Seconds of Summer. If anyone's
No, I don't
familiar
know
with
that.
that music video, it's like the same exact thing, copy paste.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the 5 Sauce thing came out later, but like, I don't. It was just this, all the like not symbolism, but just like the way they kind of dress up and like the plot line to the music videos are very similar. And it was really hard for me to like take this album seriously after like it instantly reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is also marks Gerard Way's disinterest in the band altogether. Like the comic book series was a spin-off from this album, and it felt like, I don't know, those felt like there was so much more passion poured into that rather than the actual music itself. And I think he was just like, I'm going back to storytelling and in a very, I don't know.
Dare I say he needs another tragic event at this point?
I don't
They
know.
just had it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they lost their
Right.
drummer. I mean, we'll get into it later, but there's rumors they're working.
They could be cooking
I'm sure
something
they
up.
are.
They might be in the kitchen cooking it up,
Stirring it up.
cooking up a little MCR gumbo.
Although their producer, aside from Bob, they actually lost their like longtime producer after Rob Cavallo, Doug something, and so that was like, I guess that I think they like were working on something, and that kind of like threw it off. So
Oh,
we'll
really?
see. Yeah,
I
we'll
didn't know
see.
that.
But it's unsure.
They love to
Could
be
be
very
maybe, could be not.
cryptic
Yeah, they're
on
not telling
their
us
social
shit.
media.
No.
Yeah.
But I feel like Danger Days has the most realized concept, but it has like the weakest music to back it up. Like like out of all of them, like the actual plot line is very clear, as opposed to kind of a more abstract concept. Like it's more of like a story than a concept, I guess. I don't know. Like it has like characters with names that have like personas that match the like that are represented by like the members of the band, with story that like connects through the music videos and all that kind of stuff, and the comic book series obviously. So like
Right.
yeah, I feel like you said, I think Gerard was like enjoying that element more.
Yeah. And it's a very like, even though it does have that like bubblegum pop sound, it's a pretty dark story. And I think the band, they were just done with making like depressing music. So I don't know. I wish they made something more in line with the tone of the actual story. Like it's hard to take it seriously with songs like na 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 na.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's their most anime too.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely like a lot of like J-pop influences and maybe like J-punk. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that
that a
Gerard
thing?
is like
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much inspired by like Japanese aesthetics and like
Yeah.
anime and like that kind of their culture and stuff. So
Cool.
that definitely translates there. They also, before making Danger Days, they had started like writing another album that was like kind of just more of like a straight up, just kind of like pop punk, like rock album that they decided that they just didn't really like and scrapped it and started over, which
Yeah.
ended up actually becoming a set of like EPs that released after Danger Days, but they were written and recorded before that. So like I feel like that's kind of like a glimpse of the direction that they might have gone in, and then sort of turned up the rainbow like 200% and made Danger Days instead. So I don't really know like what the hell they were thinking when they
Yeah.
were in this part of their lives, because it was like right before they broke up. So I think touring that album was like really hard for them because they were all pulling in different directions at that point.
I have a question. So, do you think this more rainbow bright aesthetic that they took on, do you think that has anything to do with all of the pushback they were getting from the general public on like this emo aesthetic? Because I was like reading up on it, and like it seems like it was more like parents were like outraged with this like emo culture that they were cultivating.
Yeah.
And like there, there's a lot of judgment, and some people might say there's like a negative connotation.
Are you talking about the Daily Mail controversy?
No, I don't know.
Suicide cult controversy.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, do you think they felt like commercial pressure, maybe like from the label or something, like, hey, you gotta make us money, and you gotta make this sound easier on the ears?
Yeah, I think that like, I guess I've never thought about that, but that makes a lot of sense, because I know that like throughout their whole career, like they really like strongly rejected the label of emo. Like they did not really like
He
that. And
hates that term.
They get heated when you call them emo.
Yeah.
Like they would get so upset. And I think like, I mean, to be fair, like they weren't really helping with like the amount of like, I remember when I first bought their album, which has two people with their faces just covered in blood. Like my mom looked at it when I was 13 and was like, "What is this? Like, what is this?" And it took a lot of like getting her to understand like kind of what they were more about, for her to be like, okay, this is actually cool. But yeah, I feel like that could make sense as to why they were like, kind of driving in that direction. And I think also Gerard's sobriety in 2007, like after they made the Black Parade, I think like they kind of just, maybe from worrying about their perception, but also like all of them, I think, were in a bit more of like a mentally healthier space, that they weren't so like preoccupied with death and its aesthetics. But then again, they ended up breaking up and because of all of their mental struggles again. So I feel like that probably could have had an influence on it, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking depressing. I think anyone who's a musician, like, understands, like, okay, you make a song, and then you have to listen to that song 400 times if you're going to record it. So when you're just singing about death every single day in
Yeah, I can
Luigi's
imagine it's
mansion,
exhausting.
you're like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go full Fallout anime on this one because I'm so sad right now.
Yeah,
So,
I think they just want to have some fun with it.
yeah. But yeah, there was also some weird stuff where like the Daily Mail accused them of like this girl who loved MCR, she like committed suicide and they blamed MCR for it. And then I saw this YouTube short of Gerard Way. He's like screaming to the crowd and he's like, fuck Daily Mail. And the whole crowd is like,
True,
fuck Daily
fuck the Daily
Mail.
Mail, for
Mexico
real.
show, I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like this is a story that's repeated plenty. MySpace, early Tumblr days, peak SH time, while
Right.
MCR is being glorified.
Yeah.
It's just a messy time.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of misunderstanding around that culture, like, because there is an element of it that is like that, but ultimately I feel like MCR especially have always had like a really strong like anti-suicide message and like, you know, sobriety and like standing up for yourself and walking to the beat of your own drum and all that kind of thing. So I feel like if you listen to them talk for like more than 1 second, like you would understand that that is not what they're about. But yeah,
Like,
the media doesn't care about that. They want
yeah,
an
when I
interesting
was
story.
listening to it, I was like kind of like I was preparing myself to hear music that would be like, okay, I want to like, you know, I was like ready to get like really depressed or something, but
Yeah.
I didn't feel that within the music at all. So I had a wave of confusion of like, where is the link here?
Yeah.
Like I like third person, I'm like, okay, I see where the link is, but like when I'm just kind of isolating myself listening to MCR, I'm like, I don't really see how that happened.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of
Poor interpretation, maybe.
yeah, and them being kind of like not of their own choice, like the face of like emo at that time.
Yes.
Like, because that was just such a popular genre at the time. Like there were so many different bands that maybe had more of like a cynical perspective that were the ones maybe they weren't influencing people directly, but like might have been more so. That like I think MCR just kind of got lumped in with them, even though their music is dark, but it's more like gothic than like just straight up depressing, I guess. And I feel
Right.
like a lot of it does have an actually uplifting message.
Gerard Way did tell me to my face that I should kill myself, but I believe that we got to separate the music from the artist on this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's all good. Okay.
He said that to you?
He said that to
This
me.
is like when you emailed
Yeah.
Molly Martinez.
Yeah, she said the same thing to me. too.
She CC'd Gerard Way and was like, hey.
Everybody. Everybody's telling me to do it. I'm not going to do it, man.
No, you just
Stop.
I'm not gonna do it. No.
I really want to get into their lost album real quick.
The Paper Kingdom?
Paper Kingdom.
Yeah.
Dude, this would have been my shit.
Yeah.
This would have been my fucking album.
Some lost media right there.
So a demo came up just recently, like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And people in the studio, they were like, it's their darkest album. Like, it sounds dope. And it was their most Radiohead sounding.
Oh.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
not.
They're going
What year was this
This was
made?
post Danger Days, so I want to say.
Yeah, it was supposed to be their follow up to the Black Parade, and I think that they had some issue with like copies being stolen or like there have been a bunch of like leaks and like fake leaks as well, like over the years of the album. Some more legit than no. Like people have straight up made up like fake songs and they're like, this is an MCR leak, and it just clearly is not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't really know a ton about like the concept of the album or anything. Like I haven't really heard much
So-
of like any leaks or anything. So actually,
The concept, he's gone on record saying that it was about a group of parents in a kind of group therapy setting who had all lost their kids somehow, and it was telling the story of the kids.
it's so good.
It would have been so fucking good.
shame.
It's like, yeah, like a dark, kind of like light Deftones like sound and the concept. Oh man. He said he was like maybe I'll make like a story. Like I still want to tell the story one day. I just didn't want it to be the last MCR album. And he said he wasn't feeling it anymore, so
Yeah.
they quit. But there's 6 songs. They recorded 6 songs. They're out there. We just gotta leak those fuckers. We gotta find.
really
We gotta
need them to
track
get
them
out
down.
there and-
We're gonna put our email in the description. So if you
If
want
you have any leaks.
if you want to directly send it to us,
Please.
we will keep it between you and
Please.
I.
Yeah.
I would love to hear that. That sounds really
It's-
good.
Yeah.
I'll send you the leak. It's definitely like a demo, but like
Mm-hmm.
from what I heard, I was like, if I could get a whole album of this, I'd do anything.
Be pretty great.
My question is: are anyone in the band are any of them a parent?
They all are parents.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gerard Way is a kid with some
Lindsay Way.
Lindsay
Yeah.
Of
Way.
mindless self-indulgence.
Ooh, that could be a
Oh.
whole other podcast.
That could be a whole other podcast.
Oh.
But Frankenstein Girls by MSI is really good.
Mm.
Sorry.
What's her deal?
The MCR fan base kind of generally does not like her.
Whoa.
What?
Half of it is
Is it jealousy?
That's that
they
motherfucker's
married-
wife.
I'd say like 50% is jealousy that she married Gerard Way and they can't. And I'd say 25% is sexism and 25% is warranted because she's not a horrible person, but she ain't perfect either, and she just loves to lie and plagiarize art. But we won't get too much into that because it's not worth talking about. to be
Okay.
honest.
New
All
episode.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Alright.
right.
But yeah, so Gerard is married to Lindsay. They have a daughter who I think is like she's probably like 15 now.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
gonna be
really?
16 soon. Her name's Bandit.
Yeah, Bandit Way, and
Bandit Way.
Bandit Lee Way.
I think
That's dope. That sounds like a
all-
Gucci Mane
I think
song.
the rest of them all have like multiple kids. I know that,
Okay.
like, yeah, Frank has a couple kids. They're all like getting like old now. It's so weird.
Yeah,
So
isn't
I, like,
Gerard
remember when
like
they were born.
49?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Dude,
wild.
I saw XXS Tentacion kid on YouTube Shorts.
Oh, jeez.
He's like starting to stream now.
Oh no.
And people are like, yo, he's gonna be the new X. He's coming up.
Awful.
Yeah.
That's an awful.
But maybe Bandit can make Paper Kingdom
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got to get in that home studio and leak it to everyone.
Yeah.
Do it, girl.
All right, miscellaneous. What's up with Frank Iero? Why does he have like 3,000 bands?
Because every time he makes a solo album, he changes the name of the band. I don't know why he does it. Because he works
Okay.
with different people. Like on most of his solo albums, it's like with different backing band. He works a lot with his brother-in-law Evan, who has done guitars for like a lot of his albums. Yeah, he has a bunch of side projects. After Black Parade, they kind of went on hiatus, and he did a hardcore side project called Leathermouth, which
I
is
like
pretty
Leathermouth
fun.
a lot. Yeah.
That one has a fun tidbit about the fact that one of the song titles is "I am going to blank the blank of United States."
Yeah.
Cannot say that publicly on the record anywhere.
no, say
Like he
it.
I'm about to
no,
drop
say
it.
it. Say it, Jules.
I'm gonna President of the United States. We'll bleep that out.
Yeah, bleep that out, bleep that out,
I
cut
love
that.
bleeping things out.
And so one of the songs is titled that, and he was visited by FBI agents and instructed to never perform the song live. I think he had performed it, and it was like a video had been like taken or whatever, and he had a little visit from the U.S. federal government telling him, please don't play this song ever again live, because we don't want to encourage that. But it's a pretty fire song, not gonna lie. Like, he was making some points there. Murdered fascists make no noise. Shut your mouth to fucking save the world. Like,
Real.
I mean, I don't disagree with that, but
This is a
FBI,
sequel to Danger
don't come
Days
for me,
for-
please. But yeah, and then he, after the band broke up, he kept making kind of like MCR-ish music, I guess, like kind of emo-y. I don't know.
He's a bit screechier.
Yeah,
He's
his
bit-
voice is
yeah.
a little annoying, but I kind of love it.
Yeah, I dabbled a little bit, especially like his band before MCR.
Pensy Prep.
Yeah, they're kind
yeah.
of like Midwest emo.
Right.
But Leathermouth, you'd probably like some Leathermouth.
Yeah, I really like them. That album is fun. And I feel like with his side projects, He actually, all of them have made music since MCR broke up. The guitarist Ray, who we haven't talked about once this episode. I feel like we didn't really get into any of the members like other than Gerard. But Ray
Pubehead?
is the glue. That man, he is such a talented guitarist, and the band would not have ever reached the heights that they did without him.
No, he is amazing.
He's so good. He released one solo album, and it was like not that exciting. But he's kind of just doing dad shit now, I think. I think he does
Yeah.
like composition for like scores. Mikey did like a solo album, I think, too, like electronic stuff. But Frank and Gerard, well, Frank has a bunch of albums, and he's in another band with like some guy from Thursday and like other like it's
Yeah,
like a
there's a
super
lot of
group
Thursday
of like emo boys that all
crossover.
got together, and they have this other band called LS Dunes,
Oh,
which I
okay.
really don't like. They're not
Okay.
good. And
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of it. I'm like,
yeah, they are
I'm
not
not
good.
listening to this shit.
But he's done a bunch of stuff. Gerard did one solo album called Hesitant Alien, which I absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like his album and Frank's first solo album like show the two directions that MCR was like pulling apart to like become.
Right.
Like they both wanted to go in these like different ways. Like Gerard's is very like fuzzy, kind of more like Brit pop, like more Bowie inspired, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank just kind of went more like, I don't know, emo. Back to emo.
Back to emo.
So
Comes
yeah.
back for all of us. Look at us right
it
here.
does. I know. Seriously. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well, all right. Closing
Yeah.
thoughts.
Well, they did release one single after they reunited, "The Foundations of Decay," which is pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
song.
Which has a lot of speculation. They were
Yeah.
like, is that...
I would like if they took their whatever, if they make new music, I would like it to go in that direction.
A lot of people think that that was a song that was written for Paper Nights. But again, there's a lot of speculation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think, yeah, release MC5.
Yeah, MCR5. Where is it?
Mhm.
Give it to us
Yeah.
now. We've been waiting a
Can I-
long time.
Can I ask
want
about
it
the cheerleader
now.
outfit? Anyone know anything about the cheerleading outfit?
The one that Gerard wore.
Yeah.
So for their last tour, he basically like it was like every other night of the tour he was like dressing up in all these different costumes. So it was like all these different like had a lot of like not necessarily like full-fledged characters, but almost like costume person. He loves a costume. He loves to just dress up like he was a kitty cat one night.
What?
And a clown. He was a nurse. He did like a nurse outfit. But the cheerleader, I think that was just for funsies. He loves to wear. He loves to wear. A
I
skirt.
liked it.
It's very cute. Yeah, he's very cute.
Hmm.
I could go on and on
You
and on
thirsting?
about him.
I'm not thirsty. I love a
Why?
man in a skirt.
Yeah, he loves to wear a skirt. He's definitely, Gerard is actually non-binary, and I feel like a lot of people
Oh.
don't know that. He uses he and they pronouns and has stated in the past about his profanity for the feminine. And yeah, he's a gender fluid king. And he loves to wear a skirt.
Mm-hmm.
And he should do that more. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see the tour outfits this season for the upcoming tour. People don't know if they're gonna do like the marching band uniforms or what
yeah.
because it's for the Black Parade.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
They're
they're
doing
gonna be
another Black
performing
Parade.
the album in full. I'm so excited.
Okay. I might, after this episode,
Getting on Ticketmaster, check out
I'm
the
like,
resale.
all right,
$1
maybe
Yeah.
I'll see it. Oh, maybe I'll go.
Could be fun.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you donate to the Patreon to get Kevin and Liv to the next MCR show.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Link in bio.
Guys,
Link in
I
bio.
have another question about
Yeah.
the Lord. Are you guys Twilight fans?
Oh yes.
I do
Oh,
like
yeah.
Did you
Twilight.
I was
guys
a
know
Twihard.
that Stephanie Meyer was inspired in part to write Twilight because of MCR?
Right, yeah. They were
And
almost on
yeah.
the soundtrack before Paramore took
Yeah,
over.
but luckily we have Decode by Paramore now.
Right.
And Vampire
right.
Money on Danger Days.
Was Vampire Money.
It was kind of, I mean, the song isn't directly part of that, but people like to say that it's like their middle
Oh.
finger song to like, we're not going to sell out and do a movie soundtrack.
Oh,
Even though they ended up doing a cover of Desolation Row for the Watchmen movie.
Right.
Which is the only good thing about the Watchmen movie.
But they're super nerds, so
Oh, they're
yeah.
geeks. So Watchmen
is
is big. Alan Moore is big
big.
for them. So
yeah.
yeah.
I respect them
But yeah.
still.
They actually wanted to cast Gerard Way as Edward Cullen.
That would make the age gap so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm imagining the sparkling like skin and like
Basically
and then like
already
the
looks
blue
like that.
filter.
Yeah.
Well, he has baby face, so it wouldn't be that bad. I
It wouldn't
think
be- yeah.
They talk about the
It'd be
look
more
pretty hard.
true. to
We wouldn't have Robert Pattinson though.
True.
We wouldn't have no his career launch pad.
So
Or I
your
guess
Waterhouse would not have Robert Pattinson either.
I guess Harry Potter was like he did that, but
That's true.
Yeah.
no one cares about Cedric. Sorry.
Yeah, I think he would prefer if Jared Way did Twilight. Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he probably would.
Yeah. All right. Any other question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who they sold out to? Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that video a lot.
It's
Like
so
you.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is sweet. What
Can we
what
link
song did
that?
they do?
Every snowflake is special, just like you.
Oh.
Like I don't know if they wrote it or
Did?
yeah.
Is Yo Gabba Gabba? Do they make a kid's song and then perform it on the show?
Yeah. And I
That's
think
fun.
Yeah, I know that part of why they did that was because Gerard's kid was like a big fan.
Sick.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, imagine like your dad singing a song on your favorite kids show. Like that's pretty iconic.
Aww.
Cuties.
Aww. My dad sucks at singing. He's not.
too.
He's
my
our next
dad-
guest, actually.
My dad, yeah. He's just like not as sexy as Gerard. He's not. Doesn't wear, little anime dresses. I'm just like, come on, man.
Gotta get on. Gotta get.
What the
Gotta
fuck?
get your game up.
I'm trying to be
I'm glad my
banded.
dad doesn't do that.
I'm trying to be banded by 30 years old.
I would never want to be one of their children because
No,
of the
it
sheer
probably
amount
sucks.
of like disgusting fan fiction that there's written about all of them on the internet.
No.
Oh, I was reading fan fiction last night about MCR. Yeah, I was reading like the top 2 on Wattpad. It is so bad.
It's bad. It's
It
bad.
is
awful.
like I used to read fan fiction a lot when I was really young, and like kind of like looking back at it as an adult, I didn't realize like how poorly written and how obviously this was written by like 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was reading, I was like, this is so well written, this is so mature, like, you know.
This is literature.
And yeah, the number one like story on Wattpad, like the first time I opened it immediately had like a grammatical error, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
You were a disgusting child, dare I say.
Everyone read it.
Melody
I guess.
Martinez and Wattpad.
I was reading like One Direction fan fiction.
God damn, dude.
So what?
POV, you walk downstairs, your parents sit you down.
Yeah.
We're out of money, darling. We have to sell you.
And then One Direction walks in.
Hello, love.
We are buying you
Yeah.
to live with us. You're gonna live with us now.
We bought a way better children.
Just switch it to MCR.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I was watching like the Pain Olympics when I was that age. So
God.
yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry,
okay.
Erica.
Oh, talking about pain. Is Gerard Way related to Joe Rogan or
Yes.
what?
Oh yeah,
Once
he is.
removed.
Yeah.
They
Joe
haven't met.
Rogan's
I looked
grandma
into that.
says
Joe
that.
Rogan was like, I haven't met the guy yet.
I
Yeah.
hope they never interact. That would be a dark timeline. That would create
I would love a little Gerard Way
on the Joe Rogan experience. Oh my god.
3 hour app. What
No,
are they
he's-
gonna talk about?
What did they talk about?
I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
Aliens, probably. Gerard loves aliens.
Yeah.
I could see him indulging in some conspiracy theories.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like just not like in good faith or anything, but like he
Yeah.
could have fun with that.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe one day they will meet up. That could be pretty hilarious.
That would be great. I would
The internet,
definitely watch
the
that.
internet will
history.
break that day.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. His brother too. We didn't even talk about that. They're the brothers, the
yeah.
chemical
Mikey
brothers.
is Gerard's younger brother.
Okay, guys, I'm such a fake fan. Mikey's the one with the curly hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or yeah. Oh wait,
No, that's
no.
Ventura.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Mikey
man.
is the one with glasses.
I'm all
Or I guess he
about
doesn't wear
Gerard.
glasses anymore, but
Okay.
yeah, he plays
Yeah.
bass.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, guys. The time has come.
Wrap it up.
Is MCR coworker music?
No.
I don't know. I'd say no. I feel like maybe I don't know. Maybe I guess it is. I am your coworker, and it is one of my favorite bands. So
That's true.
honestly, I guess it kind of fucking is. Sorry.
I'm not your coworker. I'm your roommate, and I say no.
Okay, so if you look up My Chemical Romance, rate your music onto Google search. Like I think like this third or fourth result is a list made on Rate Your Music called Coworker Music.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
well there you have it.
that hurts.
Rate Your Music never
Yeah.
lies.
It's
So that's
true.
the verdict. I mean, I feel like coworker music is so broad because to me it's more like, I don't know, like
She's fact checking me.
some Benson Boone shit, some really radio
Right,
accessible
right.
stuff,
Yeah.
and they've had like what 2 radio hits, and that was in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
So I guess they could be maybe in like 2013 they were, but I feel like nowadays like because they're so inactive, I feel like
Right.
you're only listening to them if you like are a fan. I don't know.
I'm leaning towards no. I'm trying to keep my bias away because, you know, as we said, like coworker music does not mean bad music or anything less. It's coworker music's coworker music. However, I am gonna stand my ground and say I don't think so. I mean, maybe if you work in a Hot Topic, yeah, but anywhere else, I'm like, you're not gonna, your coworker's not gonna throw on fucking 3 Cheers.
No.
What?
I wish.
Oh
I could be
yeah.
that coworker.
I mean, if you
Oh,
are,
we might be the coworkers.
You
Yeah.
guys are the
No,
coworker.
that's
Like
why we're
I'm
here.
in my head I'm
I'm not the
picturing
coworker,
like
but I'm
in the hot
the
kitchen. Like
Right.
some chef is like throwing this on.
oh
Yeah.
okay,
Like-
yeah,
Yeah,
Let-
back at house, they're bumping that.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
back of house music.
Yeah.
back of house music, sure.
This is not retail music. I feel like we need to do like eventually like a breakdown of like what might be like retail coworker music.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I feel like that's its own like, kind of separate category, which is
Right.
what
I think that's
it-
like what I think of.
Yes, and I feel like some of the artists that we do look at, it's like personal traumas with like the odd jobs we worked and the coworkers that we've
Right.
encountered that listen to bands such as MCR, Jules.
Yeah. me. Sorry guys.
That's
I am not
okay.
one coworker. It's okay.
I'm looking forward to and also dreading the Little Peep episode because that's my coworker music.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
throwing on.
And
Right.
Talon.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Lil
Yeah.
Peep.
Well,
Did you give a yes or no?
I'm giving it like a soft yes.
Okay.
A soft
Soft
yes.
yes.
Not a hard
Cool.
yes, but
all right, we need you to both spin the wheel at the same time.
Oh,
yeah.
snap. Here we go.
Alright.
Yeah. So you go up, and Jules goes down.
Wait, what?
So we'll
Yeah,
spin
you
it.
go up, Jules goes down.
What?
There we go. Hey! Whoa! You're fucking with the integrity of the wheel.
You're gonna push. We're gonna spin it this way. So ready?
I didn't get it.
Yeah!
Oh my god.
Alright, let's go.
Finally, we can
Artist
shit
is
on
the
some
story
pop
so
punk.
far.
I've been waiting for the
Oh
day.
my
It's
gosh.
easy.
All right.
I don't want to listen to this.
Sorry
Yeah,
to
I'm
our.
glad I don't have to be on that one. You guys have
Yeah.
fun with the research.
We have a new coworker. Who this is her favorite band, and we just met her, so I don't know if
She
we
would
can
be
have
so
her
scared.
on. But we'll see. We'll see.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All right. Cool. All right. Bye. We love you.
Thank you.
Like-
Bye,